Are you looking injury-wise, or the bottom away?
Most of the lads have come back. The only one we haven't seen is Martin. Martin came in late afternoon just to have a check, see if everything was all right. So we haven't seen him training yet. So yeah, we'll see what he's like today.
Do you have a decision to make on the lads who've been away, whether to throw them in, because especially the ones I suppose who've been playing against each other?
Well, the Savills of this world who have played 2 games in the McNair, Bezic only played the 1 game, so we're assessing everything. Obviously, Braithwaite was involved with the 2 games as well and has done quite a bit of travelling. It's just seeing how they are and taking a view and then picking the team from there.
How did you deal with that, the match with the 2 midfielders who quite often are teaming up with each other or kind of facing each other?
No, they were okay, no problem. I think they've the one good thing about the place is that there's great team spirit here, and I'm sure Mo's given the 2 lads a bit of stick over the past couple of days, but no, there's no problems that way.
So it doesn't concern you when you see the 2 of them going up against each other? No?
I'd be really concerned if they weren't competitive.
And what's break been like for you then? What do you?
Well, the break is difficult because you don't get the players back. Like I said before, I think Sheffield Wednesday have had 1 player away, where we've had 10 players away. So we've still not been able to do any work really, and this will be our first day to do any work, which is 1 day before the game starts. So that's a disappointing thing, but we have to get on with it. There's no good crying about it and moping about it now. The facts are the facts. We've put that to the bodies concerned in respect of us having a lot of players away and Sheffield Wednesday having almost no players away, and we don't feel that's a fair outcome in these situations. I think people can look at it a little bit closer and make it more of an even match if they want to play it on a Friday night. When the lads are away for almost 2 weeks, it can be difficult. And I just hope that they do look into it. Obviously, we've missed our chance, but in times to come, whether it's Middlesbrough Football Club or other clubs in the Championship, if they're picking games for Friday night, try and pick it a little bit more even, where you're evenly spread, where the teams have got similar numbers away. Because if you're really being cynical about it, Sheffield Wednesday have had 2 weeks where they've had their players in every day. We've had to cope with players coming in late afternoon yesterday, which gives them 1 day before we play the game.
I suppose you're away as well.
Well, that's not the big thing. I think the big thing is that if you're gonna organise games, and the Championship has gone up a level now. I think everybody knows that. I think the money that's coming into the Championship, I think the finances, the opportunities of loaning top players from Premier League clubs who are now coming and playing in Championship football, the level's gone up, and they want to maintain that level. And every time they show a game on TV, they want it to be a good game. They want to show everybody that the Championship is a top league. So it's important that they choose the games properly and they choose the games evenly as well.
You said you've asked a question. Have you had an answer?
I've put a letter in, and I think they understand where we're coming from. So we'll see. Like I say, it's too late for us. The game had already been selected, and I don't think you could change that. But it's not just about Middlesbrough Football Club. It's about the teams in the league, and it's about the league itself, and making it as good as you possibly can, and as competitive.
I suppose on a more sort of general level, would you look at it moving forward in terms of the sort of players you look to sign? You obviously want to get the best players possible, but having so many international players, you maybe look for.
I don't like I say, I don't think it's just us. I think if you look at the Championship now, there's a lot of players in the Championship playing international football, a lot of players, and that's fantastic for the league. So if that's going to be the case, then to play Friday nights is difficult, irrespective of what club it is. And if it's going to be Friday night, they're going to continue to play Friday nights after international fortnights. Then pick teams more on a level basis, fine. I've got no problems. If we were playing someone else who had 10 players away, I'd have no problems with it. I'd have no issues whatsoever. But I think to make it, and they have the opportunity. It's not as though they haven't got the resources to find out how many teams have got how many players away. It's just that little bit of a thought. But you know, I'd rather talk about the game now. It's happened, and let's get on with the game.
Just looking at the league table in general. I mean, last year Wolves obviously ran away with it. It looks as though it's going to be a lot tighter this year.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. I think that, you know, that if you look at the table and where everybody is, you know, it's 3 or 4 games away from being in the top 3 or 4. Nearly everybody is 3 or 4 wins away from being there. And you know, like I said, what was it? Is it 14 weeks of 3-game weeks? It's fabulous, really. In a week it can change completely. So yeah, you know, it's an exciting league to be in.
And how are your lads feeling after the Forest defeat?
Well, we haven't had time to talk to them. They've been away. So yeah, like I say, it's our first day today that we'll have the group together. So
not even a chance to sort of work on anything as a unit?
No, we will, and we'll get down to things today. The Forest game was a disappointing result. But you have those times. You know, this league, you're going to get your bumps and you're going to get your bruises, and you've got to step back up and to the plate and give it your best the next time round. And as you've just said, you know, you can have a run of 4 or 5 games and not do very well, and then you can win 3 on the bounce and you're back in it. You know, that's how competitive the league is, and it's fantastic in that respect. You know, you definitely can't pick the top 6 clubs and say they're going to finish in the top 6.
Tony, does that make it a little bit easier? In fact, you know, you talk about the 3-game weeks and how congested the league table is. Does it make it easier in terms of the pressure on the players, you know, knowing that if they slip up, it's okay because there's another game coming around so quickly?
Well, I don't think it's easier for the players. I think the situation is that you always got a chance to turn it round and everything. But it's a very competitive league, and there's a lot of, as we were just saying, there's a lot of teams who are very, very close in lots of respects. So, you know, it's just having that mindset to go out and give it your best every week. And you've got to turn up. And like I say, we were short against Forest. Forest got the 3 points. And what you've got to do, you know, you've got to make sure that you turn up and play really well, or give it your best every game. And if we get beat doing that, fine. You have to accept that.
And I know you talked there about the fact that you know, it's an away match, and you know, you've only had a day to prepare. So will that make it all the more impressive if you're able to win?
No, you know, the players are professional players, and they get paid, you know, a lot of money to be professional. The difficult thing is that these lads have been away for 12 days, so it's gauging what they've done, what they haven't done. You know, we went to Norwich a couple of weeks ago after an international break, and they looked, you know, certain players look really flat and out. I've done it in the Premier League, but you always have, you know, that situation, I think, where, you know, the monitoring of them is a lot stronger. So it'll be interesting. You know, there's decisions to be made tomorrow on what team I select in respect of how they've turned up, and, you know, what the doc. I'll be speaking to the doc and the medical people pretty closely.
Sheffield Wednesday had sort of a slow start to the season. They've really picked up, so it won't be an easy game. What do you make of them? I
don't think any game in this league is easy. I don't think, you know, people, like I say, people pick games and think this is going to be easy and that's going to be easy. It's going to be a tough game. They've got some very, very good players. They've got a massive squad of players, and they've got some good players, and you know, they've hit some form of late. A great result at Bristol City the other week, so they'll be full of the joys of spring. So we just got to make sure we go there and yeah, understand how tough it's going to be.
Lewis Wing signed a new contract recently. How impressed have you been with him this season?
Yeah, I've been delighted with Lewis. He's come on a bomb from, you know, going out. You know, Darren and the people at the Oval playing out there. The lad has come on a bomb, and I think that's one of the you know, the main reasons why so many, you know, young players now are actually coming forward, is that they're being allowed to go out on loan and learn their trade playing in league football. If it's not in the starting in the Premiership or the Championship, they're dropping down and they're getting that experience. And Lewis is another example of someone who's pushed on because he's got that experience.
How good can he be?
Yeah, he's got a long way to go yet, but you know we're delighted with him. We think that given time, then you know he's got a great chance.